Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. On today's show, we're looking at a new security threat that all property owners need to have on their radar. 10 years ago, a drone was a hobbyist toy. Today, a consumer quadcopter is a stabilized, GPS-enabled camera platform with live video, automated flight modes, and enough payload to carry small objects. And a combination has created a new category of criminal capability. Low-cost, airborne access to your roofline, your yard, your loading dock, and your operational routines. The security mistake I see most often is treating drones like a novelty. They're not. For business owners and security professionals, the right mental shift is simple. Treat low-altitude airspace around your property as part of your perimeter, just like fences, gates, and door controls. Most drone-enabled crime is not a Hollywood-style sabotage. It's mundane, it's repeatable, and it's profitable. Here are some of the patterns that are showing up most often. Some of these have caught headlines. Number 1, drones can be used for reconnaissance and target selection. A drone can quietly map camera placements, lighting gaps, roof access points, and the rhythm of shift changes. Criminals do not need to defeat your security system if they can plan around it. A 5-minute aerial walkthrough can reveal where your blind spots are, where inventory is staged, and which doors are propped open. Contraband delivery and facilitation of other crimes. Now, we've seen this in particular in prisons. It's been happening in the UK, in the United States, all over the place. It's been used to infiltrate national borders. Delivery of illicit drugs has been done with drones. But the same delivery concept applies to business. Small payload drops over fences onto rooftops and into secured yards. That delivery might include contraband. It might include tools, keys, or communication devices used to enable a later theft. Number 3, harassment, intimidation, and privacy intrusion. For certain businesses, for domestic violence shelters, for healthcare clinics, for high-end residential leasing offices, celebrity-adjacent venues, a drone is a mobile camera that can stalk, document, and intimidate. And then number 4, drones can be used for misdirection. Security teams can be pulled off their core mission when a drone appears and nobody knows what the playbook is. If there's multiple drones, that saturation concept can translate into commercial sites as well, create a diversion overhead, and then breach elsewhere on the ground where no one's looking. 2 practical points matter for operators defending their property. Number 1, remote ID is now part of the landscape. The FAA does require remote ID for drones to broadcast identification and location information when they're operating. Now, that doesn't mean the criminals are going to be using that, but it does create a new detection and attribution pathway if you can capture the signal and coordinate with law enforcement. But most active countermeasures are illegal for private parties. For example, you might be thinking that you're going to use a radio signal to disable drones. Well, in the U.S., the FCC is explicit that the use of jamming is prohibited, and it can trigger substantial penalties and equipment seizure. Canada has similar prohibitions. Attempting to physically damage an aircraft can create liability and safety risk. The correct posture for most business is detection, documentation, hardening, and a coordinated response, not some kind of kinetic action trying to shoot it out of the sky. What business owners need to change is their perspective, their mindset when it comes to designing security systems. You have to add airspace to your risk assessment and your site survey. Most security assessments look at doors, windows, fences, and of course the internet. You need to definitely update your checklist. That includes roof access, mezzanines, courtyards, fenced yards, any place where an aerial observer can see inventory, cache, sensitive operations. You definitely want to harden what the drone is trying to exploit. Drones can rarely cause the loss directly by themselves, but they enable access or intelligence. So you definitely want to harden the payoff. You want to make sure that rooftops are locked. You want to lock ladders. You want to secure roof hatches. You want to cage controls for mechanical equipment. You want to shield critical cabling. You want to make sure that your yards and loading docks reduce overnight staging. You want to add tamper evidence seals and move high-value items away from fence lines. You want to stop leaving schedules, manifests, and whiteboards visible through windows, especially in dispatch and warehouse offices. Most security camera designs assume the threats come from the ground. Additional coverage for elevated and roofline approaches matter. Angles matter as well. A camera that's perfect for faces at the door might be useless for documenting a drone, a drop zone, or a rooftop breach. When a drone appears, confusion can cost you a lot of time. Your playbook needs to include who's authorized to declare the incident, how to document both the time, the location, the direction of travel, any photos and video, as well as witness notes, where to preserve the footage and the logs, who to call, including law enforcement, In some sectors, it might include federal or regulatory contacts. A clear instruction not to jam, capture, or shoot down a drone. You want to consider detection in layers, aligned to your budget and risk. Not every business needs a full countermeasure system, but you can justify certain incremental steps. You want to ensure enhanced perimeter cameras and roof coverage. You want to make sure that your staff is trained to recognize patterns and report consistently. And then you want to also coordinate with your insurer and your legal counsel. Make sure that your high-value site, your distribution, maybe pharmaceuticals, data centers, critical manufacturing, all of those items are insured. You want to find out what your insurer cares about in terms of documented procedures and loss mitigation. You also want to make sure that you've got legal counsel on what your staff can and cannot do under the law. Consumer drones have lowered the cost of aerial access to nearly zero. That doesn't mean every business is a target, but it does mean that the old perimeter model is definitely incomplete. Businesses that adapt will do three things well. They'll reduce what can be observed from above, harden the assets that are vital, that are important, and have a system for responding in a disciplined, legal, and compliant way. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.